What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another round 5 commentary with your boy Sparky. I'm here with my boy Victor. Say hi, Victor.
Hi, Victor.
Today, Victor, we got two of your favorite decks on stream. What do you think's going on here? Little Boros, little is it one of your favorite decks currently?
Yeah, when you told me that this is what we were gonna commentate on, I immediately went to my alcohol cabinet and grabbed a double shot of vodka. So I'm ready to watch this match and just be pissed off the whole time.
Oh wow, we're going hard now. Okay. We said the quiet part out loud. Got it. So, I think for the RCQ goers, for the FNM players, these are a lot of the matchups you're probably going to see inside of your FNMs and your RCQs. And having played this before and actually won on one side of this matchup, I can tell you that I really like the Boros side.
Yeah, talking to everyone, it seems like everyone says that Boros seems to be the favorite deck, and that does make a lot of sense to me, just because I think it has a decent game plan that can interact well with what Prowess is trying to do as well. I don't think Prowess is immediately out of the fight, but it does seem like energy can go bigger as the game goes on, while Prowess is kind of like stuck, like looking to go for that big one shot, kill. So, not sure how that will play out.
Not only can energy go bigger, it also can play like a very good control game with Flage, Galvanic Discharges, and Goblin Bombardment, and like a bunch of like material that they have in play between cat tokens from Ajani and from Ocelot Pride, and then you get to play this fun game with like your life total where you get to pad it with Guide of Souls, depending on how many creatures you start putting into play. Like, Brian's going to untap if he plays like a Seasoned Pyromancer and discards 2 actual pieces of cardboard and not lands. Like, he can be up 3 life and back to 20. And that's like a hill Siege is going to have to climb.
Okay. No, that makes sense.
Yeah, while Prowess has good cards, like Lava Dart just makes Ocelot Pride look silly a lot of the time. Don't count the Prowess, the Boros energy deck out.
Yeah, I mean, I could see how like you can catch Prowess in some situations here, because like if Brian did have, for example, a Pride, CJ basically has to decide whether or not he wants to sacrifice a land to stop that from going off.
Mm-hmm.
Which doesn't seem like something really worth doing, but that can matter. Now, I mean, granted, Brian played an Ajani, so CJ doesn't have to worry about anything because he's not going to want to kill that cat.
I don't think you want to sacrifice the land for the cat. I can also tell you that I see in Brian's hand my favorite Splinter Twin combo all rolled up, in that he already has the Bombardment combined with the Ajani. So, I'm not sure if this bird's going to live very long. We'll see if
all
CJ's
depends
got an
on
answer.
if
Yeah,
he's going to need the mutagenic, right? I mean,
or he's got to have an answer for Ajani. And I don't see it in his hand. I don't see a burn spell in his hand.
Yeah, it looks like I see a Swift
bolt.
Spear, not prismatic ending.
EI.
Oh boy. Yep, expressive iteration. Thank you.
Got you, bud. I'm here for that.
Couldn't think of a card name. That's a shot. Hold on 1 second. All right, we're a little better off.
Here's your favorite card.
Oh man, I have words.
Anybody who watched your round 3 match?
They should absolutely go
back
watch
and watch
that.
Victor's round 3 match if you want his honest opinion on the commenters on his videos and his opinion of Izzet Prowess. They're not good, folks.
And for the too long didn't read of the people who don't want to go watch it, I don't like any of you. There you go.
Wow. We love all of you. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for supporting our channel. We appreciate every single one of you. Victor just likes being salty. He's a salty boy.
Got to season the steak somehow.
True that. We have a Swift Spear here from CJ. What does that second spell do for him there, Victor?
That second spell allows him to create a 1/1 white monk creature token with prowess, and then you may attach this equipment to it. And if you don't know what Corey Steel Cutter gives, it gives the equipped creature +1/+1 and has trample and haste.
Those are a lot of keywords. Does the token get to stay around, or do you like sacrifice it at the end step?
No,
Is it
no,
like
it stays forever.
oh darn?
Stays forever. I have so many.
Brian has an interesting thought. Ooh, thinks about it for more than a second. Doesn't fire off the discharge. Ooh. What do you draw, Vic?
He drew the static prison. He's going to have a lot of value here, just in general, from everything. I don't even think the static prison. Well, I mean, I think he's going to clean. He's probably going to clean up. So what Brian could do is, wow, he's even got the discharge too. So yeah, okay, he's going to static prison away the steel cutter most likely.
I hope so. He does.
Yeah, no, so everything's going to die here because now you trade the 2/1 in for the 1/1. You flip the Ajani. You kill the Swift Spear.
I think you forgot about the mutagenic growth in CJ's hand.
Oh, I did forget about the mutagenic growth.
So there's definitely some interesting things that can happen here, especially going into combat. The cojones on Brian right now. I love it.
Well, I get he's really got nothing to lose from this combat, right? Because if he knew he was going to jump the guide, then it's free damage to get in over because CJ's not going to be able to block that, so that's free. And the 2/1's free too. You're going to block it, sure. I'll sack it to a bombardment. I'll trade it in somewhere, or if depending if CJ blocks with the monk, he says, well, if you want this monk to live, you're going to have to go ahead and pump it. And even then, he's just going to kill it anyway. So
I think this is a smart bait for the burn spell. Because not for nothing, when the Ajani flips and the cat comes back, you can just do 2 damage to the Swift Spear and kill it.
Go damage? Yep. You take 3, we trade. Ajani will transform. Sure.
Ooh, baby.
0 Ajani. Sure.
is CJ going to save it or try to save it is the question.
He's going to get blown up by this Galvanic.
Resolution's going to do 2 damage to this.
Yeah, but Brian has to think, like, he knows that there's a slick shot on the horizon. Okay. Oh, wow. CJ, I think playing pretty heads up and being like, you know what? I could save this, but I think I'm going to just wait for my slick shot.
Fair.
I'm going to go to end step and I'll pass.
I don't hate this.
No, CJ is going to. It's going to be a little rough though because that galvanic discharge can hit for 5. Plus, we have to remember that there isn't bombardment. So if
he drew another mutagenic,
did he really? Wow.
Yes, he did. He just asked Brian, "Are you at 20?"
That is something I do not. If CJ deals 20 damage right here, right now, not that I listen. If it was up to me, if they could both get disqualified for playing these decks, that would be my best option. But if he could deal 20 damage right now, I give up.
I mean, this EI.
Oh my goodness, he totally could, right? Because what he's missing, he is missing.
He would need a free spell. The dart is a pump. Is that a 3rd mutagenic growth?
I think so.
He can play a Swift Spear and then play another mutagenic growth. And then he just pump, sacks the lava dart. Brian might be dead.
So let's see. That would be so each spell cast is 2. So for as far as damage is concerned, not even with its own value. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The Swift Spear doesn't help him.
18. It does. Yeah, I guess it just gets blocked by the cat, right?
Yeah. There's a blocker in the way. That's the only. Interesting.
I'm going to be honest. I would have left the mutagenic growth heads up.
Land for turn. Okay.
I would have left the mutagenic growth face up so that if Brian goes to do anything, he just knows that it's covered.
Here's
Play
something I
some
always forget about this bird. Hold on.
The bird is +2/+0. It does not plus its toughness.
No. I forgot that it's non-creature spell because why would these cards? I'm gonna fight everyone at Wizards. Whoever designed this card or designed any of these cards, by the way, I will find you and I will have a politely worded conversation.
It's basically prowess, but it's only +2/+0.
Yeah, only. You say that like it's there's a drawback, guys. Hold on, everybody. Guys, its toughness doesn't get buffed, but we gave it an extra point in damage. So he's just looking for free spells, right? At this point,
he was looking for a free spell, which that's why I think he should have kept the mutagenic growth in exile, because then he's not priced into casting this expressive iteration here. And now he has to lose a spell because he already played his land. So he's going to lose this lava dart, which I think is actually beneficial. So right now the bird is a 5/2. If he darts, it becomes a 7/2. And Brian goes.
So we know CJ has 3 mutagenic growths at this point.
I believe he has 3 mutagenic growths.
Okay, that should get him out of.
Yeah, he has 3 mutagenic growths.
Do you know that's crazy? That gets him 1 point out of damage, full damage from Brian.
I'm gonna be honest. He kept a Swift Spear in hand, and I think that I would have. Does he have Delirium? He does, because he's got. Oh, he's just gonna try and put him to 1.
I don't think he.
7.
Oh, wait a minute. No, this is. If this isn't 20, this is dead for CJ.
CJ's gonna go to 2.
I'm gonna respond. Yep. I'm gonna fetch.
Oh, is he playing for the Brian fetch? The fetch gets him dead.
Oh.
This might have been a brilliant play from CJ. CJ with the master class. I don't believe it. Did CJ big brain his way? There should be the die should be at 4.
Does he have to? Oh no, okay. He doesn't have to do anything yet.
Oh no, it doesn't work because he'd have to pay 2 more life.
This was 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, right here. He's fine right here because.
So the discharge is happening with the first growth on the stack,
which is still fine.
No,
because he has the third
4
one.
toughness. It's got 4 toughness, and Brian has 2 energy. If CJ goes to 2, Brian sacks his 2 creatures and kills CJ. CJ did the math, but did not plan on discard.
Okay.
Had CJ not cast the expressive iteration and needed to find a blue source, he would have been fine here.
And you're at 2. I'm at 2.
Oh, CJ, no.
That I'm at 2 means he knows what's going on.
Oh man. I think he's supposed to wait on the second one, right? Or no, he needed the second one for it to live.
Yes.
Oh boy. Did I just beans this super hard? Unfortunately, CJ, you might have.
Yeah, so there's somebody actively keeping track of the life totals here. This is why I think the mutagenic growth should have gone into exile. But I'm not sure what other spells he would have seen. Like I think it was like land. mutagenic growth, and then expressive iteration in order to get him to
Yeah, it was enough.
the maximum number of spells that he could play in a turn.
I thought you were gonna try to kill the creature because I was just gonna be dead on the crackback anyways.
But valiant effort from CJ there, putting himself to 2 and dying to a bombardment live on board.
I guess those.
It happens to the best of us.
It was dead, yeah.
Now we go into the sideboard games. From my recollection of how I would have sideboarded, I have a nice little handy dandy guide here that I will pull up, or I'll talk about, because I shared this with Brian as well about what I would change and how I would do stuff.
You said 18?
And basically, against Izzet, it's pretty much not so much like obvious face up, but it's relatively close with what you're doing.
Not growth. I guess exactly bobble.
Basically, I'm bringing in the Celestial Purge, and
Okay.
I'm bringing in the 2.
Using Brian's sideboard guide.
I believe it's the 2 Soul Guide Lanterns, just to nuke the graveyard, so that there's no like delirium shenanigans. So that way I can like keep myself rolling. There's also there's an updated list recently with some Magebane Lizards to help beat Storm. So I don't think that's a bad card against Izzet. Did my guy update his sideboard guide and then just not put Izzet in here at all?
That would have been kind of crazy, considering.
No, yeah, it's here. Sorry. So he wants to take out the 3 Ragavans and the 2 Thraben Charm and bring in a Wear Tear, a Purge, and 3 Magebane Lizards. So that's
Magebane seems, that seems actually pretty.
Because it's a
pretty
1/4, they really can't remove it. So it blocks a lot of their dudes for a little bit, and then if they want to like throw damage at it, they can. But they're taking pings off of it as well. And also, if you get 2 into play, it's just disgusting. The Wear Tears for the cutter, the Purge for the cutter. Everything else is relatively good. Your Ragavan's good against them because you can play spells, but like it doesn't trade well. All their guys are bigger, so that really doesn't matter. So it looks like CJ's taking out the Violent Urges and some darts and maybe some mutagenic growths, and it looks like he's probably bringing in a Tormod's Crypt. Spell Pierces? No.
Those look like Into the Floodmaws? Yeah. Floodmaws.
Those are Unholy Heats too.
Alright, so 2 Floodmaws, 2 Unholy Heats, and a Tormod's Crypt?
I think so. He has a little sideboard guide. Surgical Extraction. So it was I think 2 or 3 into the Floodmaw, 3 Unholy Heat, and then a Surgical Extraction for the Flage, which I think is probably right.
I forgive me too.
Bounce the problem permanence, keep him off of tempo, and then just, get there when you get there.
You might see this because I'm on camera talking about it, but there was one where I just loaded up the bird. Wait, no, what the frick?
Yeah, I mean, Floodmaw seems really nice here because I think you only have to promise the gift as long as it's to a non-land permanent, right? So creatures, it's just simply return to your hand.
Unfortunate for Brian there. Presented an illegal deck, and then CJ found his 60th card. Brian actually had a decent hand. It was okay. I wouldn't say decent. It was 4 lands, Guide, Pride, and Static Prison, which is normally like a good start, but on the draw that might be a little slow with no reaction besides Prison. I think you definitely want to keep a hand with a Galvanic Discharge, is what you're looking for. Because early on, you can just pick off one of their things, or try to. And if they use a pump spell on your turn, their guy's not that big on their turn, hopefully.
your card into there.
Yeah.
Is there any
Well, they're not loaded,
interesting
so
cards
load
that
it.
you would bring
I
in
think the judge would notice
possibly in this
this
matchup? Are
happen.
you like a Deafening Silence guy? Are you a High Noon guy,
I
Victor?
guess it might be both.
If you watched round 3, I'm a High Noon guy. I think High Noon is
I
just
think that's
the.
your fault, but your fault.
I don't like Deafening Silence because Deafening Silence I think only affects their, if I'm not mistaken, their non-creature spells.
That's correct.
Yeah, so I mean, it doesn't stop all. So it's a.
Only was cheating.
It's tough, right? Because there's other matchups to consider, but I just think that Prowess is so strong. I think that just having the High Noon, while it is one more mana, which means it's one turn behind, the likelihood that your opponent is going to go off on their turn 2, it's unlikely unless they have the ultimate dream setup. And even then, I actually don't even know if there's a 1 into a 2 mana with enough free spells to go that hard. Maybe with Violent Urge plus like a bunch of mutagenics, it's possible on a Darcy, but I don't see it. I don't see there being enough math for that. So in my mind, High Noon just says 1 spell a turn.
Yeah.
I think that just that slowdown is just enough for you to do what you need to do.
I'm gonna be honest. This Galvanic for Brian was so good because his hand is so much better. He's got a 2-lander with Guide into Pride. I think there's a tap land. He just drew a Voice. I saw a Bombardment and possibly into Johnny. Like, this hand is the nut for what he's trying to do right now.
17.
Can CJ counter with early pressure and just getting to the board? That's going to be CJ's job here.
I mean, step 1, he's got an Unholy Heat. I don't mind just like shooting this off, getting it out of the way.
Yeah, get your Surveil on, set some stuff up.
17.
I do think for Brian it is important to pad his life total. I know he's got the Elegant Parlor in hand. I would have liked to see him just fetch planes there. I think I'm curious if that 2 life's going to come back to bite him, but I think planes there is more than enough red to do what you got to do.
Okay.
Unholy Heat.
Love this line.
Surveil.
Yep.
Yeah, decent amount of aggro involved here. Get a little wide. Just get more than 1 threat. Diversify your bonds.
I'll come in
Yeah.
for
3.
Yeah, 1, 2.
And then it looked like, I want to say CJ had Expressive Bolt Dart. Super strong. This dart's going to put in a... Oh, is that a... I probably lead with Guide here.
I'll keep it on top.
Sure.
Because Dart doesn't kill the Guide.
Play Guide of Souls.
Again.
Yep, and I'll pass.
CJ upset about the second one.
Yeah. He does have the bolt for it. I think he might have 2 bolts for it.
Expressive iteration.
I like this line.
Top.
I don't know if he's not aggressively putting cards in the yard. Like, if that's a creature or something, I'm putting into the bin to get Delirium.
He's thinking about it.
Oh,
I'd be interested to see what this card is.
CJ taking a long think. It was a Corey Steel Cutter. I would have put it in the yard. I get that it's good, but you're like short on mana right now, my guy. And now he doesn't find the land to play any of his spells, and he's got to put a Mutagenic Growth in exile.
Oh, spicy.
Whereas he would have been 1 more card deeper, and he would have had Delirium.
this guy is. Play there.
Yeah, I guess he's just going to go all in on the idea.
Because not for nothing, right now his hand requires him to find another land in order to Corey Steel Cutter in general. Like, if he leaves this card on top, then he probably should have just put the cutter in the graveyard. That's a much better card than Cutter.
I guess, you know what, though? If you think about it, maybe CJ's trying to think about what if I lose these creatures? What's my game plan after that? I don't know if it definitely doesn't
Nothing
play
before.
into his current game plan, but I think maybe CJ's trying to play for a longer game
Yep.
and just being like,
I
well,
don't
what
think it's the
happens if
prowess
I
deck you can play for the long game. I think you just have to get them dead.
Go fetch for a bit.
listen? I'm not sure either way. I think CJ should be in prison for playing the deck. So
No,
I'm just trying to play devil's
all
advocate to like what's
yeah.
the thought process there, and the only thing I can think of is that he's just saying,
I'm
if I need more turns or I have to play longer, what's going to let me stay more relevant?
just to be real. If he put the cutter in the yard, he has bolt lava dart. Like
Oh,
Brian would be a 2 life less at 5.
I'm at
Brian's dead.
Yep.
yeah, and now Brian's going to be.
Now Brian's gonna play a bombardment and then play a cat and then be able to and like he can pick off this Darcy
I'm
now.
gonna cast an Ocelot prior.
Sure.
Alright, trigger.
Imagine if it was a 3/3.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And now he's gaining life.
Yeah, so he'll be at 9.
I'm just gonna go through combat. Go to end step.
Sure.
Make a cat.
Yep.
Gain 1 life, 1 energy to 9. I'm gonna try to sack and kill this.
Yup.
All right, smart. I wasn't sure if Brian was going to wait until the untap, which I was not going to be.
We've achieved delirium.
Draw.
And there's the land we needed. So while we wouldn't have cutter here, I'm not gonna play into the ifs and buts. Let's see if we can figure out a way for CJ to win this on the spot.
Fetch. Okay.
In
He's
the
got
meantime,
He's got 2 bolts.
2 bolts.
In the
2
meantime
bolts.
and between time.
What's
so he
better,
can
2 bolts or 2 explorers?
Well, it depends on who you ask, but I have a friend of mine named Alex. Not a friend, sorry. A
I was
guy
gonna
I
say
know
I
named
wouldn't.
a guy I know named Alex would tell you different.
I have 14 to
I
9.
like darting the pride here.
Yeah, I mean, I think either way, right? Because
Steel cutter, prowess trigger.
Yep.
Did we have lethal with just the bolts and the dart?
Trigger.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I'll sack and shoot
6,
for
7,
damage.
8. No, we would have put him to 1.
13.
13. Make the dude. Combat.
Mm-hmm.
So 3, 4, 5.
5.
interesting moment here. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think you just gotta block with this guide here. This is a rough situation. I think you put the block on the non-trample creature, take the rest, and then pray to get through the turn.
Alright, I'm gonna sadly say.
Oh no!
Sadly, seeing no blocks.
Yeah, mutagenic growth kills you on the spot.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was calling him on having it, saying, "Hey, you got to have it."
Yeah, one's already been played. It is post board.
This voice of victory not having haste makes me very sad. That's an Ajani though. Did he just draw an Ajani?
No, the
No,
Ajani's
he drew
been in
an
his hand.
bombard.
The card he drew for turn was bombardment.
Oh, but he doesn't have the 4th land, right?
He really needs another land because if he had another land, what is he
Oh,
paying
this
3
is
mana
a,
for?
this is
Oh, it's a
saga.
fable.
Remind me to get markers for everyone on their. They all use pen, which I appreciate, but I can't see these cards.
I can see it. It's not that bad.
You said it was an Ajani. You're a liar.
I saw it was a Johnny because I thought that like why would Fable still be in his deck? Fable's one of the cards I would want to cut here. I don't know. I guess if Pablo didn't cut it, then maybe we don't cut it. But this is a rough spot. I just assumed because it was the frickin' whatever the checklist card.
I'm just gonna pass.
Ugh. This is infamous. Bolt you, bolt you.
Yeah, because that brought it to 5. It doesn't even matter.
Yep.
Yep. I got a 2.
Prowess triggers.
I like that he announced this prowess trigger.
Yeah, my delayed prowess triggers that I. Oh boy! All right. Well, it didn't matter there, but
yeah.
I do see what you're saying. So we're gonna go to game 3. We're gonna see what happens. I feel like the play is highly influential in this matchup. So
The dragons.
Yeah, I definitely think it matters. Let's see if there's any changing of the sideboards. I gotta be honest, like once the heats are in the deck and you can kind of like, just machine gun down some of Boros' early creatures, Prowess definitely feels like it's the stronger deck.
I like them. They smudge up kind of easy, but I'm just.
But we shall see who prevails.
a smudgy person. That's a new word that I'm gonna have to add to my.
I guess they were talking about the ink possibly on the replacement card.
All right, here we go.
Oh no, it's fine. I don't know if I've ever heard the word smudge. Maybe I've heard the word smudgy.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna add that into my lexicon and call it a day.
Ooh, you little smudgy boy.
Wrestling or something? What's the?
I got the big match coming up.
Huh. Actually, a word too. I didn't know if that was just something that we were just like taking smudge and just adding it or making it an adjective, but in fact, a word.
On the play.
I think CJ has 5 lands in his hands.
Well, that's exactly how you want to play that out.
3, 4. It's about 5, I think. Oh, it's 4.
I don't know.
It's 4 land. Yeah, there's no way he's keeping that. It was 4 land surgical EI lightning bolt. Going back real quick. Brian's keeping. I see 2 flooded strands. Arena, Guide, Pride. Is that another arena? Brian, can you fan your hand out again, please, for the camera?
I'll give you
Anytime,
credit.
Brian.
That would have been cool if he did that at that moment.
If only. Brian, just take your time, but when you have time, fan it out for the camera, please.
Oh,
Or don't. That's fine.
Because it was actually in his deck.
I guess we're just gonna
Did you present
wait and see.
We do this for the people at home, Brian. Thank you for helping us out.
Shuffling.
Take your time with it. Just nice little fan right here. Nice fan right here. You're almost there, Brian.
Yeah, because you presented yours.
Shout out to Brian though. I believe he attended an RCQ today. Finished 3rd or
Finished in
4th.
top 4. Yes.
Top 4 finished. A nice job, buddy.
Top 4 finish. Lost to Eldrazi playing Boros Energy.
Technically.
Yeah, no, I know that's not the result he wanted, but you know what? Top 4 is nothing to scoff at.
No, it is not.
Theft.
I forgive you, CJ.
It's a Flage and a Johnny. Okay, cool. We got there finally. Thanks, Daddy Brian.
So you just copy pasted that list?
Let us see.
Um.
Fetch planes. Fetch planes go. Fetch planes guide go.
I'll get rid of it.
Oh.
I'm keeping this.
Okay.
Everything's just
Mid.
good cards.
Is that a fiery islet? All the way to the right, I think. So looking at his hand, I don't think you want to have a confluence of too many 2-drops. And he's got a cutter.
Good to go.
Oh, it's a steam bits.
Sacred Foundry into Guided Souls.
That's fair.
17. We got 12 minutes on the clock.
Perfect. That's what I want.
Our timer says you have 90 minutes, Brian.
I will go to.
That makes sense reference though, because if he's looking at the actual, so for people that don't know, just because it takes us a couple extra minutes to get someone set up, we use our timer to count the match. In fairness to the players, so sometimes people look at the actual clock and forget that there's a separate time available.
18 minutes left on the clock. I'm ready to call it. 2 Flages is way too many for CJ to deal with.
Yeah, yeah, especially
Lightning bolted.
yeah, just the free life gain. I mean, I don't know what this 2-drop's going to be. Oh, it's
So
an Ajani.
Johnny.
All right, it's definitely getting everyone markers for Christmas and telling them use markers on their flip cards.
Especially on the cards you're gonna put on camera, guys. We appreciate it, but like, keep it
I
clean.
mean, not that it is relevant in only this situation, so I'm not going to fault him for that. Bust his chops a little bit, maybe, but
Play this. Think for a second.
CJ's in the tank again.
That.
To play the cutter or to not play the cutter.
game 3, I feel like you can't just play a naked cutter, right? Because you just have to assume that your opponent's going to have ways that they can
really
answer.
depends. It really depends on what you think your opponent's going to answer with. I think this is 2 Swift Spears.
Okay.
I don't like CJ trying to play defensively. You are the aggro deck. I think you need to play aggressively.
Yeah, but if you don't have...
He's going to find out right now if this Flage gets fired off. He's got a bauble and a cutter, so he could have gone bauble, cutter, get guy. He's saving it to maximize with the Swift Spears. I don't think we want to flip our Johnny yet. I could be wrong.
Go fetch a basic.
You don't want to fetch off?
No, it's tempting, but thought against it. Alright, you know alright, so I'm at 16.
Yep.
I'm actually gonna go to combat first.
Sure.
I'll attack.
No block.
Okay. 16 all.
Yep.
CJ not falling for it.
Maybe Brian's just a genius. Why don't we leave the dual land on tap, Brian?
Let's go Ocelot Pride.
Sure.
And then I'm gonna do a voice of victory.
Okay, I can't cast spells on your turn.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, I'll pass through.
This is very interesting from Brian.
Draw.
I believe that was another bauble. I like... This is so interesting from Brian's side.
Play skill cutter.
Yep.
Cast bauble.
Okay.
Triggers.
So those are 3 4s. So we're not blocking with anything if we want to keep our creatures in play.
Oh, Lordy, I can't pick it up.
CJ having some dexterity issues.
I got this
Yeah,
bonus
because there was a
action,
sleeve stuck on the table, I guess.
Oh boy.
Move to combat.
Just 8.
I would have liked maybe to see the other bauble come down.
Is there 3-4? 2-2.
I guess it might be wasted damage though because everything's going to get mostly blocked.
I'll block.
Oh,
I'm not a huge fan of this block,
Damage.
Yep.
but I guess if we're just trying to preserve our life total, like with the Flages in hand,
And 2.
5. Yep.
Alright, I got a 12.
Yep.
We'll have a Johnny flip trigger.
Yep.
Right,
This does give Brian though a longer
He flip.
um
And
I mean he can nuke 2 of the cards this turn, but he's got to leave a cat back. Oh, seeing a land here would have been great for him. Draws a Static Prison. Don't. Oh, jeez.
yeah, maybe I'm missing something because there's only going to
Well,
he's going to go to
the
15.
Warriors are red.
Yeah, no. So I know the Ajani will allow the activation. Or I'm sorry, the Warriors will allow Ajani to activate and
Yes.
deal damage, but I do think you want. Yeah, no, I agree about the cat.
Yeah, I would have left the other cat behind because a lava dart puts the math in a bad spot for you.
You're not playing a Fable?
I'm gonna 0.
Sure.
Oh well, yeah. He ends up with a cat coming behind on the blocks.
5 damage.
Oh,
Yes,
but if you have his
but
lava
if there's a dart for that,
yeah.
yeah. Like I think
see what
if
you're
you're if he's blocking with the pride to preserve the life total, right? We should possibly be leaving the other cat behind as well.
I'll do a flage.
I think we flaged that guy.
Alright.
She's just got no choice.
Yep.
Gotta let it happen.
Yeah.
Literally what I wanted.
And now there's an interesting quandary where are you attacking his life total or are we attacking this Ajani?
Your end step. I'm gonna for you. Oakley dokley. On tap.
Because I feel like any damage you put at something that's not Brian is a little bit of wasted damage. We hit a lane drop. I think we hit 2 lane drops.
Cash bobble.
Yeah.
Sure. Bobble myself.
Yeah.
That looks like a bolt. Bolt with 2 lands in hand.
I'll leave it on top.
What do you mean?
Yeah, no. I Googled myself.
I'll leave it
CJ
on top.
CJ playing with training wheels this week, just learning how to play the deck.
I'll leave it on top. He tells him. I mean,
You could-
technically speaking, it's a legal thing to say.
I mean,
It's
you're
not-
just looking at the
it's not
card. You're
wrong.
not doing
Yeah.
anything with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it on top.
Preordained sees Lightning Bolt and into the Flood Maw.
Probably.
The problem with leaving more than one of these on top is that you have a fetch land.
Too late. Foolish.
For the folks at home, we're assuming CJ resolved his cutter trigger before resolving his spell. This is a casual FNM.
I want to draw that card, but thinking about this one, how cooked am I?
You're pretty cooked if that Ajani stays in play, dog.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You have the arena.
Oh, if I draw a land, you're dead. Well, no,
If I draw a land,
Yeah,
you're
he needs
dead.
I think he needs a fetch land here. And if he kills the Ajani, that's enough with just any land off the top. That's not a parlor, that is.
One, two, three, four, 6, 7. Bolt the Johnny.
Basically a healing salve.
Triggers.
Yep.
Move to combat.
Put the cat in front of the big one.
This one is a 4/4. This one is a 3/3 trample. Yeah, I figured.
3.
3.
Okay, I got a 12.
Say go.
All right, here we go.
And no
Show me potato salad.
Alright, draw for turn.
That was a fetch. Oh no, that was a sacred fetch. Oh,
And the
Which
Ajani's
means-
in the yard. The Ajani's in the yard. I believe that was enough. CJ is dead.
yeah, at 11 here. What's the one card in CJ's hand at this point?
A land.
It's a land. Yeah, that's it.
The flage by itself is lethal, with the attack triggers and everything. On top of it, it's an additional 5,
Yeah, that puts me.
so it's 17.
Attack.
That's more than.
Yeah.
And
All
Brian
right.
takes it down. Let's go, Brian.
While they're packing up here, as a surprise for everyone, we're gonna have a little bonus round content. We did
Yep.
have a 6-round tournament, so we are going to commentate.
Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring that bell. And if you'd like to support us, you could find us at our Bonfire store.
And a huge thank you to our sponsors, Nova Games and Brick, for hosting us for FNM. And please make sure to use our Mana Traders coupon code OCHM at signup for 25% off your third month.
I've been Sparky. Say goodbye, Victor.
Goodbye, Victor.